Hey yo, what is up everyone? It's your boy Shizeman21 and welcome to another video by your boy Shizeman21. Alright, so this is the day after I made, the Danadon Season 2 review. I would have liked to did a little bit better with explaining things, but like I was kind of like out of time, so that's my bad. But since it's the next day, which is today, clearly, I might as well go ahead and try to like wrap it up with like Danadon real quick with like what are my thoughts going to be in like coming up for season 3. So if there's going to be a season 3, of course, like with any of these animes, sometimes some barely even get like a season 2 or not even a season 2. Shout out to No Game No Life. For some reason, we still don't got season 2, and that show has been out since 2012. So, in context, that's been like more than 10 years ago. So, I don't know what's going on with that situation. So, oh well. But other than that, yeah, it's interesting. But okay, with Dun season 3. I got some predictions going on with season 3 of Dandadan. So I'm gonna have to say that it did end with Okarum kissing an alien girl or whatever. Even though the thing about that is that um, it was a misunderstanding because normally in like romance animes, it's always a cliche of that. When there's like a love interest for like another person, they always introduce that to where it's like it's like a misunderstanding. Like, oh, this person is kissing this person, and it's like the person I guess didn't expect that this person kissed, and then this other person right here, other hand, is like looking at this, and he's like, "Oh my god, what the hell? Oh, I'm gonna murder you!" And here, like that kind of like left off there with season 2, but honestly, we'll generally just have to see because that's just what it is. But I feel like get out of your naps. Ugh. Sorry. I just been dealing with a lot of this gnat issue, and I'm still trying to figure out how to absolutely not like these imbeciles. But that's for another video for another time. But yeah, I will have to say that in season 3 we're gonna be having a lot of like shenanigans going on. Obviously, we're gonna be having Gigi's whole Evil Eye thing going on still, where Evil Eye is still trying to quote unquote end the world by killing people, but really trying to like the only way to like do all that is like he defeats Okarin, which we'll see. I know that eventually they allude to the fact that there's going to be some type of alien versus yokai battle, or basically, yeah, alien versus yokai thing going on. I hope that they somewhat nail that. Now, I'm not saying that they should do that because again, this is a romance anime, so it's mainly the drama between Okaroon and Ayase. I and you know I think it's gonna just be ending with just, of course, you know, those two getting together. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's still gonna happen, but in order to get there, we also got to deal with a lot of shenanigans. Plus, the alien girl is gonna like play a pretty big role. So, I'm gonna say my prediction would be that the aliens, like the really big bad aliens, gonna come in and they're gonna like try to take over the world, and then it's gonna be the yokais, this time like popping in to like try to stop as best as possible, and then it's gonna end with like Okaroon and the gang, defeating the aliens once and for all, and then it's gonna end with like Okaroon and Ayase getting together, and that's how I think it's gonna go. Granted, I'm not too sure if there's like a manga, like if like the novel or the manga is still like ongoing, but I will say that that's a pretty good prediction of like what will happen in the anime, obviously. So yeah, we'll see how that's gonna go. But yeah, that's my prediction on how things are gonna go with Don Don season 3 if it ever comes out. But I did also recently got done watching K-pop Demon Hunter, which we're absolutely going to be talking about a whole lot because K-pop Demon Hunter 2 is going to be coming out next year. So it's going to be interesting to see how things are going to play out with the sequel to a really accomplished and really amazing, you know, movie of K-pop Demon Hunter. Like that, man, it is good. Honestly, if you have not watched it, it's on Netflix. If you have like a Netflix account, whatever, please go check it out because it's really good. It has some intense moments, but it's really just like I see it as like kind of like a mixture of like a little bit of romance, a little bit of K drama, but also it's mainly just like I see it more as like a coming of age story where it's like the main girl with the purple hair. Let me make sure I get her name real quick so that I actually say her name so that I'm not just saying like pink sorry purple hair girl like 1 million times. So hold up real quick. All right, so the main girls that we are going to be caring about, or at least like in the cover of K-pop Demon Hunters, is of course the Huntress X, Rumi, Zoe, and Mira. Yep, and those titular characters are really awesome. Zoe, I absolutely love. She reminds me of like she reminds me a lot like Bubbles, but also like Buttercup by like how she fights. But she has like Bubbles' personality. Mira's like that I'm not saying like she's like like brolic strong, like not at all. She's quite a skinny girl, but she has that like strong build where she's like, "I'll fuck your ass up if I have to." You know what I'm saying? And of course, our main girl, Rumi, the quote leader of the group. Maybe is she a leader of the Huntress X? I feel like they're all equal in a lot of ways, so they're basically just a team. But then again, she does somewhat more or less kind of lead the group, so maybe. And then of course, but yeah, we're gonna be like mainly just talk about with like Rumi, for example. So it starts off with the story of how Rumi was basically born with like demon curses surrounding her body and stuff, and in order to Coco get rid of it and protect the sanctuary, I think that was called or something like that. In order for that to happen, we have to what's the word? Yeah. Get rid of hunters. Sorry, get rid of hunters. Get rid of demons that are like plaguing the land because it's a classic case of just like really bad demons doing the absolute most, and there is still that going on, but there's a whole lot of like nuances that was also going on throughout the story, which gets even interesting because Rumi is also quote code half demon, but she lives her life as a normal human girl. So the conflict is like, if they were to discover that, she was also demon, that might spell bad news, which will come into play a lot later in the story. So, you know, Rumi, Zoe, and Mira do their thing, the usual, like, K-pop, they're very famous and they, do what they do and stuff. And, it's all chill. But then they meet like with the soda pop boys, you know what I'm saying? That's when like things actually kind of change. It did sort of the whole cliche, K-pop drama, first love side, but then it flips its head when it's like the dude that was like Coco helping was also being a bit of a dick, and he was like, ugh. So I had to like you know move my hair a bit, because I'm cool like that. And then this caused like the girls to go like, "Ooh, I'm gonna kill him. Oh, we're gonna kill him." And then also turns out they're demons, but it plays like a pretty big role because like the really handsome boy, who we know as Genu, plays also a very pretty big role as a um unlikely secondary main character because even though he's an antagonist, he technically counts as a secondary antagonist. Sorry, not secondary antagonist. Secondary protagonist because there is a lot of story going on with Genu about like how he became a demon due to this and that, but let's go ahead and just like get to the point of the story. So like, so the Paul gets introduced, they, do their thing, gaining some like crowd support as per usual, and then it gets to a point where I think like um when if I remember it's been a bit, but like I know that they do eventually meet, and then it comes to a point where it's like Rumi kind of reveals to Jinu that like she's been having, this like secret about herself for so long that she wants to, of course, like at some point, evidently do that. Oh wait, actually, real quick. Sorry. The heart of the story really was about. Oh, no, we'll get to that bit. Sorry, I'm all over the place, but I just forgot. So while they were trying to do their live performance for Golden, Rumi's voice started, messing up. But that's because of that demon stuff that she's been dealing with and hiding for so long. So it was like, bothered her a lot to like, because she was losing her voice, which happens quite a lot, in music industry, and well, not necessarily music industry, but just like artists, losing her voice at times. Infamously, that happened to The Weeknd, where the reason why he created "Hurry Up Tomorrow" was because in a live concert for I think for Don FM, somehow he lost his voice and had to like cancel the show because he was losing his voice, and that sucked. So it's basically a kind of event that does tend to happen quite a bit of times. So, but back to Rumi. She basically has to deal with the fact like she's having all this issue, and in order to like subsidiate that, she has to like go to like a really interesting doctor to take a drink, blah blah blah, and then back to like the Soda Pop Boys. They do their thing. They get popular, and then it comes to a point where Rumi and Jinu start to meet like frequently, and it gets to a point where they start to like, more or less have their moments together here and there. And I ain't gonna lie, it's cute. It's kind of cute to like see Rumi and Jinu get a little, you know, nervous around each other, you know, building really strong chemistry. Totally. Let me chill. No. They were definitely not doing that. Nah, they cared about each other, but no, they were not, sadly, doing it like they do it on the Discovery Channel, sadly. But then again, should they? I mean, we'll see. I mean, there's a other side of the internet, that might say otherwise, but we'll see with this whole online safety app bullshit. Which we'll talk about another day because apparently that's still going on. Fuck life. But we're focused on, K-pop Demon Hunter, okay? So we'll get that another time, but let's focus on K-pop Demon Hunters. So, they start to develop, some type of very strong, evolved friendship that is, like, super deep. And, they're caring for each other. It gets to a crescendo where it's like the Demon King dude threatens to, expose Junu's, past by, making them like, do a lot of this thing, which ends up hitting like this like climax where it's like, what was supposed to be like a the soda pop, disbanding was really a coy for the Huntress X to disband. But how they did it was very clever. So after they did their song, Golden, which was, oh god, it was so good. Woo! Man, it was so great. And then it gets to like Takedown, which by the way, that's like my favorite song, but it gets crazy, bro. Like, because the girls come back from what was going on, but the thing was, it's not Zoe or Mira. It was the demon versions of them that was like, doing what they were doing to Rumi, like, trying to, or pretty much successfully, exposing Rumi as a quote fraud and that she's been a demon this whole time. And it gets to a point. So yeah, and all that happens, and she gets embarrassed, and then she, sees her girls and just like is thinking like, obviously because that's their friends or whatnot, that they'll be on her side. But then they notice that she's kind of like looking a little bit demonic, sounding demonic too, and then it's like it gets crazy. Oh no, it doesn't get crazy. It gets sad actually. The girls realizes that their friend that they've been with for like a very, very long time was like the demon the whole time, and they were ready to game over her. And yeah, that just hurt my heart because I was like, oh no, not the girls, no. I hate when that happens. It reminded me of the time when, like, the Powerpuff Girls had their like moment and they were separated for a bit. I was like, no, work together, you're sisters. Come on now, this is some petty, stupid drama, obviously. But they did stop because they were conflicted because obviously that's their friend. Because if they would just been like, mine was like, oh well, fuck you, kill you, I would have been like, oh god, no, horrible writing. Ah! I would definitely said horrible writing there. I'd be like, no, this is stupid. I hate it. But thankfully, they did a whole, they were about to, but then they had a conflict. Basically, with their conflict of interest, or, they were contemplating, like, should I really do it? Because that's still my friend. Because, like, Rumi ended up going, blah, 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 blah. She tries to talk with Juno about what's, like, going on, blah, 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 blah. Juno said that, he had no other choice, and it is what it is. Rumi is exposed as to being a demon. Huntress X popularity goes down. Soda Pop's, popularity starts to skyrocket because of the whole situation where they did the whole, like, concert to where they do their, like, what is that song that they did? Hold on, I gotta, like, look it up real quick. I don't want to play it, but, like, hold up. It's one of these songs here. I know it's gonna take a bit, but like not Soda Pop, Soulja Boy. Yeah, oh, they're called Soulja Boy. Soulja Boys, that's what they're called. I'm sorry. It's whatever. But yeah. Hold on. Let me find it. Soulja Boys. What was their song? Where is it? Your Idol, yes. Oh my god, that's the song. Soda Pop's good, but Your Idol, like, especially like when they were like, performing it, their outfits were so, it was so fire, guys. Like, it was so awesome. It makes me want to, low-key, I want to cosplay like one of those guys. Maybe like Junu's like outfit too, because hey, I like Junu, he's cool. Others were, they're cool, but like, still, either way, I would have liked to like, check out their costumes and be like, ooh, I could be your idol, Oh god. Oh, I'm silly. Anyway, Saja Boys, as they're called. They do their thing. Saja, perform their really awesome song called Your Idol that I can't play because copyright reasons. But it's, really good. And if you guys check it out, it's really great. I don't think they have done the live performance of that. They have done the live performance of Golden and Takedown? No, Golden, yeah. I just saw that. Ooh. Woo! Goosebumps. Live performance. Wow, they did an amazing job, by the way. But I'm getting off track here. So, the Saja Boys, they do their performance for Your Idol, which is really goated, by the way. And then after that's over, well, more or less, there's also something that was going on with Rumi and the girl, like the woman, which does somewhat play a role, where it's like, she still tries to hide Rumi's, quote unquote demonic side, and she just can't accept it no longer, and she basically says F the sanctuary. She doesn't say it, but it's implied that she doesn't mess with it. Now, she doesn't kill, I don't think she kills the woman. She just kind of just leaves her to her own devices, which is fair enough, because like for someone that was supposed to be caring about this person as like a parental figure, for them to like still deny you is still kind of like, what the hell. So, oh well, it is what it is. We move on from that girl, that woman that we don't care about. We go back to our girl Rumi, coming back to the Demon King. Demon King says like, have you accepted being a demon? Or sorry, have you accepted being a demon and shit? And she's like, yes, but I'm here to change things up. And then we start doing the This Is What It Sounds Like song, from the beginning. Man. Oh, man. Oh, man. When that song was playing and she was singing, I not only felt goosebumps, but I was sharing a little bit of tears. And then, like, when all the girls, Zoe and Mira, finally like waking up to their senses of what's going on, and they like had this like moment where they all like converge together and like they just hug each other. Oh, if you say grown ass man is feeling some type of way about it, I'm gonna find you and I'm gonna tickle your knees. Shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. Let me feel something, you ass. Hats. Anyways, okay, so um, you know, when they converged together to hug, it was just like, dude. I think I was crying like a grown. Sorry, I was crying like a baby. I was like, just it got me. And then also like when they like started like going like demon hunting stuff like just doing all that, bro. That just like that just got me excited. Also, there was also a scene where like they also had like when like there was some issues like sort of going on with like Zoe and Mira where Rumi and Mira where it's like Mira was like kind of hammering home like with Rumi's like what was it very secretive and not trying to Coco show like her true self around Mira and stuff, and it got to a point where they were kind of like getting a little like aggressive with each other. I was like, oh god, here we go. And that happened like before the Coco breakup that happened. That Coco ruined Hunter's X. That was also their like fight scene too was awesome. Dun 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 that. But yeah. Basically, it's all musical reference. But it's like done so like well. But yeah. Oh yeah, back to like the girls like at the end. At the end of it, they defeat the demon hunter. Sorry, the demon king. Actually, first, Jinu actually like, sacrificed his life, which I was like, bro, really? But you know what? From his life, from like what he has had to deal with for practically who knows how long, like 200, 300, 100 years, however long. I can kind of understand why he had to, sacrifice his life for the greater good of, like, saving Rumi and saving, everybody. And it was just like, he was such a compelling character. It just did suck that he did have to sacrifice himself, but at the same time, it made sense. So, RB Genu, he was definitely a really great character, and I really hope that we do get a little bit more going on with him, or at least just like more stories alluding to the fact with like Gino or something else. But I think what they're okay. Let's just finish up with the story with like K-pop Demon Hunter. So after the Demon King gets defeated and the girls get back together, it is alluded to that there will be those like three girls that they were talking to will be potentially the next hunters for like the perceivable future of the universe of K-pop Demon Hunters going forward, which was really cool passing the torch moment. But like I said, it was just like again like a coming together of like Rumi having to like accept her Coco demonic side to be comfortable with herself, and it's also just like a power friendship. But it's like that is like is in a way that's like fairy tale, but it's like not overdone. It's just like it's done in a way that's just like you feel it, and it's especially when that whole like separation happened, which was very devastating. It hurts, and like that friendship just like it crumbled for a bit, but then at the end it come right back together, and it's just like they do amazing things, and then it also kind of helps when they were having their final like break where they just kind of like chill and stuff. They kind of just had the like moment of just like feeling sorry for how they were basically mistreating each other, and it was it was hilarious because they were crying about it like, oh, I'm so sorry, I didn't mean to do that. It's like, it's okay, girls, shit happens, shit happens. But I'm glad that they got back together as like a group and as friends, because like shit happens. Sometimes you have some issues with your friend, but then afterwards, once you guys have like a talk to talk, it's like it unironically the friendship gets stronger from that. So yeah. But real quick, let's go ahead and check out with what they're gonna be doing with like K-pop Demon Hunters 2, because I know the release date is gonna be you know, was it? Oh, so it looks like it'll be in 2029. I thought 2026. Am I getting things wrong? Oh, okay. Or 2027. Either way, whatever year that K-pop Demon Hunter 2 is going to be coming out, we will be seeing this. Okay. I'm just kind of like looking up like images. Oh, okay, so this is interesting. Um, we could probably watch it. Let me see here. Let me see real quick. Hold on. I'll come back real quick. Or should I show it? Nah. You know what? Let's show it. Let's show it. Let's see. This is this one or this one. Either way, let's just see.
AT&T's been carrying America's calls since 1876.
Shout out to Matthew McConaughey or whoever that was, but I care about what's going on over here. Let's see.
Said we saved the world.
Oh, this is teasers.
Saving it means losing yourself.
Mm.
When the music stopped, I still heard him.
Right.
After the battle for the thunder, fame feels hollow. And silence too familiar.
You're hearing it again, aren't you? It's not a sound. It's him.
Ooh. That's just an anthem.
You birthed his song yourself.
Every note has an afterlife. Every voice leaves a shadow.
I won't let your voice haunt me. It will guide me.
Oh wait, never mind. This is a AI thing. But either way, okay, yeah, it's a family concept. Well, either way, I think for now, for what is like worth, still great video. Shout out to what was his name again? Sorry, hold on. Go back. Teaser Universe. Yeah, shout out to you for that. But yeah, I think if they were to do K-pop Demon Hunter season, 2, anime brain season 2, whatever. If they were to do, K-pop Demon Hunter 2, obviously there's gonna be like a lot of like things that like probably happened, and I even saw like images of just like how Rumi's like eyes are gonna like change afterwards because of like her already discovered powers of being a quote unquote demon and stuff. So like that's gonna be a really interesting like way of how she's gonna handle all that, especially because she was exposed for it. So we'll see how that's gonna play out. And I think like more or less, I feel like they're gonna like play into like the factor of like most likely Rumi feeling some type of way that the partner or the person that she really cared about through it all is gone and has been dead for a long time, or just however whatever like time period that K-pop Demon Hunter 2 takes place, and she's trying to like find ways to like cope with it, or just like find a way to like bring him back, something like that. Which I'm thinking it's probably gonna be on the ladders of she's gonna try to figure out a way to bring him back. And it's going to be really interesting to see how that's going to go. And I want to see how they're going to do with, like, expanding the lore a little bit with, like, demons, especially in this case with K-pop Demon Hunters. Like, maybe, like, what was going on with the Demon King, or was that the only, Demon King that was there, or were there, like, several? Or is there also going to be, like, another villain that's going to be, like, the Demon Queen? Because, that does exist, kind of, so, hey, if it happens where, the villain's going to be, a demon queen, who knows? Maybe it could be the demon queen being unironically, Rumi's surrogate mom. Now that would be a really interesting conflict. But then again, I don't know. We'll see what happens. All I'm going to say is like what I'm going to be predicting with K-pop Demon Hunter 2, I'm gonna have to say there is gonna be, you know, the girls are gonna do their thing, obviously, especially as their popularity has pretty much completely skyrocketed, even like overtaking the Saja boys. This is where it's gonna be where they might maybe train the next generation, like maybe like teach them the ways of like how to like you know fight against demons or whatever. Maybe that, or it's just like you know it's still like maybe like a year or two since like that incident happened, and it's just like the girls do their thing, but it's like Rumi still remembers Jinu and wants to like figure out ways to like bring him back. I honestly think that's gonna happen. If it's a completely different story, then we'll see. The thing is, I just hope that they do is just like try to keep it as consistent. You know what I'm saying? Especially with sequels, because it's hard to do a sequel, especially especially if it's not like matching up with what was going on with what was happening previously. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think that's the reason why also with Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse did so well is because like it harked on to the fact of like Miles being a quote unquote anomaly, because that was alluded to in the first movie that like the spider that bit Miles was like glitching and was like acting really strange and weird. Like we didn't quite know what was going on until it was kind of a little bit revealed later on that the reason why that happened was because that spider was supposed to be biting that, well, yes, was supposed to be by Miles, but it was actually supposed to be by Miles of a different universe that they originally reside in, which was Earth 42. But like I said, that's for a completely different story for another day about Beyond a Spider-Verse prediction, which I got plenty of things to talk about with that. But other than that, with K-pop Demon Hunter 2, it's gonna be, I'm assuming, and I'm gonna say most likely that Rumi is gonna figure out a way to bring June back, and I think it's gonna end with them potentially having some type of relationship together, like they become boyfriend or girlfriend, or they become husband. What? Nah. Let's just say go with boyfriend girlfriend. Yeah, because it's a bit cliche to always go with the whole husband and wife, marriage and stuff, because it's kind of. But I think they'll still like figure out a way to like get together as like a couple, which I hope they do, and then just ends with them having a little like funny moment together, because they already had a little like something going on already. It'd be nice to have like a slice of life moment where just it's like Rumi and Jinu trying to like figure out a way to like work out as a couple and stuff like that. That'd be really cute. And then like the girls chime in like oh, what you doing, stuff like that, and they go on their little fun little dates with the other boys or whatever from like maybe the Saja boys, or entirely different characters, who knows. But hey, that's just my prediction. I could be right, I could be wrong, we'll see when the movie comes out. So yeah, that's all I could be saying about that. Say Ferris, I'm probably also going to be doing some things like I just got done making my game, the card game and stuff. Now I just gotta get it like play tested, and I do want to like keep it like going with that. So I'm gonna see how I'm gonna do with the play test, and then eventually I want to see how it would play out with like locally. So I'll have to figure out like a place to like play these like game stuff, and then we'll see how that goes. I've also been watching some like inspirations like Magic the Gathering and all types of other like card games, and I'm kind of just like applying to how I would also kind of like want to make my own card game. A lot more you know unique, dynamic, whatever. I'll talk about that another time. But yeah, I'm kind of like still focused a little bit on trying to like get that going and stuff. I'm still planning on finish up with one of my stories, and pretty soon, if I got the time, I will be getting started on Pyrex Animation 2, and then the red yeah the red ninja, or the ninja animation, yeah, the ninja animation 3. I'm gonna get that all finished up by next year, 2026. So basically I'll get Pyrex Animation 2, and then also get you know Ninja Animation 3, and that's gonna be it for that for now. And then I'll focus on making other like other ninja, sorry, other animations, And I do want to get back to like writing some stories. I want to start writing like the sequels to like, of course, the Crystal Boys Destiny, the Red Box, and probably a couple others. But I'll also like do some like little bit of prequels here and there, and maybe some spinoffs here and there. But I really want to get started on the sequels to these like really cool stories I've made. You know what I'm saying? Like the Red Box and the Crystal Boys Destiny. Like I really want to get started in sequels because like I got some like really cool ideas to add for the sequels. You know, just ooh, I'm super excited for that, and I'll probably post that on Amazon Kindle, so it's gonna be really interesting. And yeah, I gotta say, you know, creatively busy, you know. Anyways, that's all I gotta say for this video. Let me think. Let me know in the comments down below whether or not you like this video, and you know, just shoot me down in the comments. You know, just comment down below what you want to see in the next video. Do you guys want to like see me do like reaction or any type of video really? I'm probably gonna do like a little bit more reactions here and there to like, you know, get some like really interesting ideas and also figure out like little ways. Anyways, that's enough explanation for that. And maybe potentially streaming, maybe on YouTube, maybe on Twitch, although we'll just have to see because I don't know. Twitch is in a very interesting place right now, so we'll see. But I will get to, you know, do some streamings here and there, maybe some Q&As. I don't know, maybe like chat with the chats here, you know, be like, huh? What's that? Oh, it's just people talking. We'll see. We'll see. Anyways, my lovies, I hope you guys have a good one, and I'll see you guys later. Stay peaceful, stay amazing, stay awesome, and most importantly, stay being classy, stay being amazing, stay being knowledgeable. Read books. It's totally not a male performance to read book. Yes, guys can read a book. It's not gay. It's. I'm gonna say that for another video. About performing male and all this like nonsense, but I'll just say, guys, read a book. Read a book. Read any type of book. It doesn't matter if it's fiction, nonfiction. Don't matter. If you like the book, you like the book. Read the damn book and have a good time. And for always like detox yourself from always scrolling on the damn phone. Not that there's anything wrong with it, because you know, hey, I do it sometimes too. But you know, sometimes you gotta take a break from it and just, you know, enjoy your life. I don't know. Go outside for a bit if it's safe. But anyways, I'll see you guys later. Stay peace, amazing, stay awesome, and I will see you guys later. Peace.